the spirit of creativity and diversity, the IDC Gallery proudly presents Different Pathways. It's a group of exhibition, this is a group exhibition rather, that honors the distinct voices and artistic journeys of a talented group of artists. And the captivating showcase on display from the 22nd of June to July 19th weaves together a rich tapestry of experiences, perspectives, and mediums, celebrating the uniqueness of each artist's past. So through their works, these creatives invite us to embrace the beauty of diversity and also explore new horizons and revel in the power of art to connect and inspire us all. So to chat a little bit more about this event, we joined in studio by Ashraf, Johaardien, Business and Art South Africa CEO, and Innovation and Research Consultant Fhumulani Msandiwa. Good morning to the both of you, and thank you for joining us at this hour.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
How did I do in your name pronunciation?
We're getting there.
Ashraf, let me start with you. Different Pathways. Talk to us about what's on offer through this exhibition, and perhaps how artists are empowered through what's on offer.
So Business and Art South Africa has been partnering with the IDC since 2022 to create various platforms for entrepreneurship, for access. Again, in the context of the South African economy, which needs to be rebooted, when the IDC first launched the IDC Gallery in 2019, the contribution of visual arts to the GDP was around 2 billion. That's grown to 13.9 billion. So that's a huge leap. So there are really lots of opportunities for arts to become a viable career. And that's what Business and Art South Africa is about. It's about encouraging business confidence in the arts, capacitating artists with skills development. So really the exhibition is not just a varied selection of perspectives, artists approaching different mediums. It's also, these artists have been through a program with SLIF to commercialize their art, to monetize their work, so that we really make arts, culture and creativity a viable career.
Thank you for those opening remarks. Speaking of which, Fhumulani, let me bring you to the conversation now, looking at the exhibition, what's on offer, and what experiences people will have as they interact with the works, perhaps also project themselves into the matter. What comes to mind for you?
What's interesting is having the exhibition in the IDC Gallery, we interacted with some of the staff, some of the visitors at the IDC to see how they experience art and the way they engage with art. And we noticed that there are barriers, there are psychological barriers to people exploring art. And so we had to encourage people, come in, see the gallery and so forth. So those are the experiences that people are having vary. People look at art, and I think psychologically somewhere they have thoughts about, maybe I'm supposed to feel something, maybe I'm supposed to see something, maybe, and they always ask themselves, what is it that I'm supposed to do when I'm in front of this piece? So we found that very, very interesting in terms of how the audience interact with the art. Basically.
Because it's an array of artists showcasing as well, fostering unity, in diversity, social cohesion, and nation building. How do you think this plays into those themes for our nation at large?
I think because art is so confrontational, it then engages people in breaking barriers in how they think, and it does start conversations with people. You would find it's very interesting that you find two strangers looking at the same piece and then start engaging in a conversation. So in terms of that, I think humans need to interact with nation building has to do with humans interacting one-to-one, first before we go to the macro and start talking about the bigger picture of how nation building is about. How do people interact, the humanity of it, what people see when they engage a particular artist narratives and so forth.
No, absolutely. And also just reflecting ourselves back to ourselves, right? Just looking at where we need to heal, how far we've come, the history and the lessons as well. What's been your takeaway through the curation and the exhibition at large, Ashraf?
So this is, I think, the third or fourth exhibition that we've partnered with the IDC on. And again, from Business and Art South Africa's perspective, it's really, again, marrying the opportunity for business to invest in the arts. And again, from the research that we've done with the British Council, we've seen what artists are facing are not just access to markets, which this is creating. I mean, there's a captive audience at the IDC, and we're really activating that gallery together with the IDC. So there's access to markets, but there's also the resource consideration. So very much from the IDC and Business and Arts South Africa's perspective, it's about us leading by example, showing that investing in the arts is a worthwhile endeavor, that as much as we are a singing and dancing nation, and very much arts, culture and creativity are our right as enshrined in Article 27, it is very much about ensuring that a future generation has more access, and also understanding and unlocking what the contribution of the creative and cultural industries could be to the GDP. I mean, so SACO research says that 3% of the creative and cultural industries contributes 3% to the GDP, which is 1 million jobs, 6% of all employment in South Africa. So it is very much a viable career. And again, by providing access, by providing these resources, by providing the kinds of skills development which BASA programs and SLIF are able to offer artists, we're really creating opportunities for artists to become self-sustainable, to really contribute to the market, and for their work to be valued not necessarily just in monetary terms, but also in terms of positioning arts and culture as an important contributor to South African society as a whole.
It's an important conversation that needs to also continue as we enter the 7th administration and we look at leadership at large and where we're headed. Thank you for joining us at this hour. We'll leave that conversation there for now. Ashraf, Johaardien, Business and Arts South Africa CEO, and the Innovation and Research Consultant Fhumulani Msandiwa speaking to us about the exhibition Different Pathways.